Okay, today I'm installing the push button start. You just buy this off eBay. I think I bought this. I bought this quite a while ago. I think I bought it for around £20. So eBay, it's brilliant. So the wires you've got coming out here are pretty friggin' easy. 1 minute. Okay, so the two blue wires. This is all it is. The two blue wires, they go to the ignition. Now, I'll show you a little bit about that later on. It's a little bit tricky. I just kind of went with it, you know. I just cut the wires, and then if it didn't work, I soldered them back together. So that's just kind of how I go about it. I haven't got a voltmeter or anything like that. So it's, you know, I've done all right so far. It looks pretty good. Hi, yeah. So and then the red wire, that goes to obviously the 12 volt feed, which I'm just running it straight off the plug, which is right there. Now I'm running quite a lot off that at the moment. I'm running neon light, the lights in the car, which is that. Boom, 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 and obviously that now. So turn that off. That one's the underfloor lights outside, so your neon lights outside, different flashing colours, blah 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 shit. So then this one, obviously the black is the earth, you know, and that's as easy as it is. This, obviously, you cut your hole through that, you cut it in, you tighten it up, and you push it, and then you start your car. So it's pretty easy. It's just literally, I've got to take, that's my 12 volt feed there. I've got a black and a red wire coming out of there, so that's going to power it. That's come from that toggle switch, so that should be okay. And then the box is going to go in there as well, because that's what it's going to do. And so literally I've got to try and get the wires from the ignition up here. Now I've already cut them before, got to feed them through, just sort all the box out, and then obviously feed the wire from down there, really, which is pretty easy, because it's pretty easy in some cars. This is a Renault Kangoo van, so it's pretty easy. Obviously newer cars are really hard and complex, but this is a piece of piss. You know, I cut all that out. You can't see, it's carbon fibre background there. This does all the trick. That's got a microphone, so I can, yo bitches. This is what I do, you know. Okay, so this is basically the other video. This is the ignition barrow, so to attach it, it's friggin' hard. I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, I haven't got a voltmeter or anything like that, and even if I did, I wouldn't know what. You know, I really wouldn't know what I was looking at. So I went from the ignition barrel. Now this is pretty dangerous because you can lose your keys and shit like this. I don't know. Just don't take it off because it resets your alarm system and shit. So just don't take that shit off. Okay, so I basically went from the ignition barrel. You can see it in there, and there's a pile of wires coming out of it, and you know, different other places. Now, to me, this is how stupid I went. To me, the two thickest wires coming out of it, which look positive to me, which, you know, yellow and orange, I don't know, they just seemed like they were the wires. Why? I don't know. They were the thickest wires down there, and that's the ones I went for. And so I'm pretty sure they work, because about a year ago I tried this and I didn't undo my battery, and so therefore a huge spark went off, and then something tripped on the van and the van wouldn't start, and I thought, oh, I fucked the whole van up. I really thought I fucked it up. But luckily enough, it's working still. It was only like a little bit of play on a bit of wire that didn't start the van up, so that was really lucky. So I'm just gonna go for it, you know. Fuck it, you only live once, so just I've already cut into them before, so all I have to do is undo that. Obviously I will undo the battery this time. That's not gonna happen again. Sweet. So it was pretty easy enough to take off. Obviously other cars have different frigging things. It's really hard to see obviously in the, you've just got to kind of follow all the wires and stuff like that, and kind of go from your ignition barrel. That's ignition barrel, that's your only key. So tune in, go. So obviously I've decided I'm putting it on top of there, so I pulled this off. I've got quite a bit of space under there, lucky enough. So because you got to find the thickness of that. You can measure it, you can do all that, or this is the bolt that goes onto the back of it. I centralised it by my eye, drew around the ring, and that's done. Perfect. Now I've lost that, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to get a small, I haven't got a cut big bit, so there's no point spending a bit of money on it. I'm just going to cut small holes, and it'll fit in perfectly within a matter of minutes. So that's the best way of doing it. And then I'm going to hook the wires and just feed them down there. You can't really see at the moment, you probably won't be able to see them, but you know, that's how it is. So ciao for now. So it's easier if you screw them really close together, the easier the better. So it's easier now just to push these all through. Obviously it's still pretty difficult, but I'm just going to crack on. So 1 minute. The moment you find out it doesn't fit. So I'm just going to keep on taking some more off. Rather do that than it being too big, obviously. So it's pretty close. 2 minutes. Okay, so I finally screwed it in. So that's all done, so that can go back on there, and then stick the wire right down to the bottom. Basically, before you even screw or drill anything, make sure it all works before you even do it. So just test each wire and get it all working before you do it. It's not worth screwing into something, drilling, cutting into your plastic, and then realising it doesn't work, and then you can't be arsed properly getting it done, so you kind of just leave it, and then there's a hole in your fucking dash. So just chill it, leave it out, do it all first. Me, well, I'm just going to leave it on top if it doesn't fucking work now. So it looks cool enough. Fuck it, see you in a bit. Okay, so trying to feed this wire from the switch down into the bottom where the box is going to be, it's friggin' difficult, because obviously you got, I don't know, you can't really see from there. There's loads of wires, there's loads of air vents for the vents. You know, you've got to get past everything, so it's really hard. So I've made a fish, and that's a bit of wire with a bit of weight on the end, and that will go all the way down. And you want to make that sure when you make that, you don't want anything sticking out the end so it catches. You just want it flush like a wire, and just keep going at that, keep pulling it up and down, twisting it, and then get your other hand and pull it, get it down here, and see if you can feel it. See if you can feel the vibrations when you're knocking it. See if you can hear it, you know, closer to your hand. It's pretty difficult, but don't give in, keep up. Okay, so I've managed to get it down. It was pretty difficult. I'm going to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't like to do it in most other cars. This is pretty easy. This has got a lot of space in behind, so and that was difficult. So I'm just about to pull it through now. So I've taped it up. On the end of that, there's a little chocky block what plugs into the box. Now you've got to be careful you don't rip that off. So hopefully when I pull this through, it's not going to rip anything or anything like that. So it is pretty tight. So wish me luck. I'll pull this through now. Pulling out there. Oh shit. Oh yep. So it's through. We're through, and that's getting tight already. So I've got quite a bit of slack here, and the box is going to go in there, so pretty lucky with that. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so now I've got my my wires coming from a plug there down here. Now I've split them in half. I've got two of the positives together and two of the negatives, so join them together, it's the same wire again. So now I've got the red one coming from the box, and I'm going to twist that red wire with these from the positive here, join that up, and then the black wire obviously with the negative there. So that should be powering it with a 12-volt feed, and so that should be okay. Realistically you should be soldering all of these, but I'm just going to tape it because I can't be arsed. It's freezing cold out here, and I kind of do half a job, but it kind of looks good, you know. So I'm going to crack on, and then obviously with these blue wires I've got to get them up there. Now I've got to add a little bit more wire onto that, so I'm just going to tape it up. Just going to tape some more wire together, so I shouldn't be laughing about it, but you know, it works, so well, it will do. It will do. Okay, so I've taped the power negative together, so it's going to be running now, this little box. The two blue wires. Now when I said the two thick wires there, they were the two thickest wires I found coming off the whatever it is, the keyhole, so the ignition. So they were the thickest two wires. Now on this it had really thick wire actually inside, so that's where I kind of got the two thick wires. So that's kind of how I'm going off it, and I'm pretty sure it does work, so I'm just gonna keep on going with what I'm doing. So I've added more wire to that so I can get it right down into there. Obviously this is the wire there. I'm going to stick that little box into the box now. I'm going to stick it under there, put that all back together, which is pretty simple. Turn the battery off, connect it, then let's go. So got to turn the battery off. Last time I screwed it, so turn the battery off. Goodbye. Okay, so I've disconnected the battery. That's all there. All the wires are in there. There's a fucking lot of wires in there, I tell you now. I've got a lot of everything else that's wired up as well. So anyway, so I managed to get the wire through the plastic there. And these are the two bits. Now the battery is disconnected, and that is the negative. The negative is now disconnected. So now I can undo these chocky blocks, stick them in, plug the battery back in, and then show you all. So motherfuckers, 1 minute. Okay, so that's all connected, everything is set up, the battery is now in. So you have to obviously turn the ignition on. I'll just put the clutch in just in case. Right, there's the button. Come on, God. And so it doesn't always work, so it's not great. I'll have to switch them wires over and hopefully that would work. Hopefully. Fuck. Welcome to car fucking fun. Yeah, ciao. Okay, moment of truth. I've switched the wires around. The battery is now plugged in again. So here we go. Ignition on. Oh, it's not on. Oh, I'm such a demick. Sorry. Now it's on. Oh yeah! Oh, fucking yeah, nigga! Sorry. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Obviously, it's as easy as that, really. Absolutely as easy as that. So ignition on, toggle switch has to be on. Who's your man? James motherfucking Smith. So that's my subwoofer and everything else, and my speakers, but you don't need to know about that. Ciao for now.